Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. We share with you the most terrifying and unbelievable stories from all over the internet. Some of these stories may be true, while others could be fake, but all of them are super scary and will keep you up at night. So if you think you can handle it, stay tuned for more. Before we start, please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Also, please don't forget to leave a like or comment down below. It really helps us out and is a great way to support us. Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at everyone who opens this drawer at the motel sees the same terrifying thing. I've got the story and the pictures that go along with it. It's not very long, so we'll just get straight into it. The drawers are actually in one of the rooms at the motel. The story was posted on Reddit by user Dystopian Dragon. He said, "I used to work at a budget host motel. These things happened twice. Same room, different people. One time a couple came in, I think in their early 20s. They were lovely, polite, friendly, normal couple. You know what I mean? But they asked me, 'Hey, can you check something out? We're going to be staying here for a while, so it would be great if you could just take a look and make sure everything's all right.' And I went, 'Sure, no problem.' And they took me up to this room. I let them in, and then they shut the door behind me. They're like, 'Yeah, can you open the bottom drawer in the nightstand?' And I was like, 'What?' And they were like, 'That bottom drawer.' So I opened it, and it was filled with women's underwear. Not the couple's underwear. Like there were clearly several women who had stayed there before, and they had left their underwear in the drawer. Now, this wasn't a big deal, except for the fact that this couple was staying there for several weeks. Now, when I say several weeks, I mean 4 weeks. They'd come in right after their lease was up and sign up for another 4 weeks every single week, and they always requested the same room. They'd always ask me to check the nightstand drawer before they moved in again, and I thought it was just a bit odd. I told my manager about it, and he was aware of it. Didn't really do anything about it. So this couple comes in, they ask me to check the drawer. I check the drawer. It's full of women's underwear. They're cool with it. They say, "Okay, that's fine. We'll stay here anyway." My shift ends, and I leave. I come back the next day, and they're still there. A couple days go by, I don't talk to them. So they don't talk to me, it's fine. Then I'm working the front desk again, and I hear a commotion. I look up and I see that same couple standing by the front desk arguing loudly. I immediately get worried because I know that they read the kind of couple that would unhurt each other, but they might hurt themselves. They're that kind of emotional. So I go, "Is everything okay?" And the guy looks at me and goes, "I need to talk to the manager." So I call my manager, and he comes up and talks to them. The conversation doesn't last very long, and they end up leaving. I never saw them again. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know where they went. But what happened next was even weirder. Another couple came in, again, early 20s, looked nice, looked normal, seemed normal. They asked me if I could show them a room, so I took them up to the same room that the other couple had been staying in. When we got up to the room, the girl looked at the nightstand and asked me, "Can you open that drawer?" "Please," and I was like, "Sure." And when I opened the drawer, it was filled with women's underwear, and they both looked devastated. The guy looked at me and whispered, "You have to switch our rooms. I don't care where, just put us somewhere else." So I did. Put them in a different room, the same room that the other couple had been staying in. A few days later, they came down to the front desk and asked to speak to the manager again. And the manager talked to them, and they ended up leaving. Again, I never saw them again. I don't know where they went. But they did request the same room again. If you think this is creepy, just wait until you see what happens next. After a few weeks, I am working my last day. I'm quitting. My manager, my 2 weeks notice, and he looks at me and goes, "You're quitting? Why? You just got hired?" And I was like, "It's not for me. I don't like it here. I'm sorry." And he goes, "Okay, but you're going to have to stay through the busy season. Can't quit now." I told him no, and I walked off my shift, and that was my last day. So fast forward a few months, it's the dead of winter. The snow is falling sideways. It's freezing outside, and I get a phone call from my old manager. He goes, "Hey, I need you to come back in. We have a code white situation. Can you come back in?" And I go, "No, I can't. I'm sorry. I have somewhere else to be." And he goes, "Come on, man. Just come back in. I'll pay you overtime. Please come back in." So I thought about it, and I was like, "Ugh, fine. I'll come back in." So I put on a coat, and I drive back to the motel. When I got back to the motel, the only people there were me and the night auditor. There was nobody staying there. It was completely empty. We checked the whole place, every single room, and the only people who were staying there were a couple in one of the rooms. So we went to their room and knocked on the door. No answer. So we let ourselves in because we had master keys, and the room was empty. All the stuff was packed up. The TV was packed up. Their clothes were packed up. The entire room was completely empty, except for the nightstand. And in the nightstand was the same drawer with the same women's underwear. It hadn't been touched. It was exactly the same as it had been when I quit. I looked at my manager, and he looked at me, and he was as white as a sheet. His eyes were wide. Wasn't saying anything. I wasn't saying anything. We stood there in silence for maybe 5 minutes just staring at the drawer. And then he broke the silence and he said, "How long has that been there?" I said, "Since I quit." "It hasn't been touched since I quit." He goes, I don't understand. How is that possible? "Who keeps putting underwear in that drawer?" I said, "I don't know." And that was the end of it. That was the end of the story. I don't know what happened to that drawer. I don't know what happened to those couples. I have no idea what happened. I don't want to find out. I don't want to open that drawer. Honestly, that story is pretty freaky. I know you guys probably have a lot of thoughts on it, so please feel free to share them with us in the comments down below. Maybe some of you have some insight as to what could have been happening there. Personally, I don't want to know what's in that drawer either. I don't think I could sleep at night if I knew. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, if you liked this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who likes and subscribes. It really helps us out and means a lot to us. And thank you to everyone who leaves a comment down below. We try to respond to as many comments as we can, but if you have any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to share them with us in the comments down below. We're always looking for new ideas. Anyways, that's all for this video. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. As always, remember, John shot first.